Welcome to Campfire Tales Christmas Edition. I'm James from the Medgar Library, and I'm wearing short sleeves here in the middle of winter because today's story is set in South America, where it's warm in December. It's set in a country known for people who speak Portuguese and dance the samba. Can you guess where? That's right, it's Brazil. And today's story is set in the northeast part of Brazil. It happened a long time ago. There once was an old couple, and all they had to live on was a hen, and the eggs that hen laid is what they lived on day to day. But one day, right around Christmas time, that old hen died, and so they didn't know what they were going to do. So after a couple of days of chicken soup, they found themselves with nothing to eat, no eggs, no hen, nothing. And it was December 24th, Christmas Eve. And so the old man said, I've got 3 pennies left. I'm going to go talk to the village priest and find out what I should do. So that's just what he did. He set off to talk to the village priest. And when he got to the church, he said, I've only got these 3 pennies left. We lost our old hen. She doesn't lay any more eggs. She passed away. What am I going to do? And the priest said, well, now is the time for miracles. Here's what you do. You take your 3 pennies and go to the marketplace and buy the first thing someone offers you. And I'll bless your purchase, and you'll see a Christmas miracle this year, for this is the time of miracles. And the old man said, well, okay. He took off for the marketplace, and he was wandering around aimlessly, and the first thing he saw was this slick kind of character who came up and said, hey, what are you looking for? The old man said, well, the priest told me to come here and buy the first thing I was offered. And the slick character was actually a rich trader who made his money all day making deals. And he said, okay. He pulled out a piece of paper, wrote something down on it, and said, here, buy this. And the man bought it, and the man looked at it, and it was a deed to his place in paradise. So he bought the trader's place in paradise and went on his way. And when the trader got home that evening, he sat at the table with his wife in his beautiful home and said, hey, guess what happened to me today? I met an old man, and he said he's gonna buy the first thing he saw, because he had talked to the priest, and he was the religious type. So I sold him my place in paradise. I just wrote it on a sheet of paper, and he bought it. And he started to laugh and say, yeah, that's how I make money, because I'm smarter than the average person. And his wife said, for shame, I can't believe you did that here at Christmas time. You go back to that old man and you get that piece of paper, or you'll never sleep in this house again. And the trader said, okay, well, I better make my wife happy. I better go do what she says. I don't want any trouble. And so he set out to find the old man. He went out to the village and he asked around, this man, where's the old man that I sold my place in paradise to? And they pointed him to a house up in the distance. And he walked and knocked on the door. And he heard the voice of the old man say, come in. And he came in, and the old man and his wife were sitting at the table. And all they had in between them was that piece of paper with the deed to his place in paradise. And he said, look, man, I'm sorry I tricked you. Here's your money back. Go ahead and sell me that piece of paper, and I'll be on my way. And the old man said, no, I did what the priest asked me to do. I know that this purchase is blessed, so I'm not selling it back. I'm waiting on my Christmas miracle. And the trader said, come on, man. It's just a piece of paper. Nobody can sell their place in paradise. But the old man was serious about it. And so the trader kept negotiating. He said, I'll pay you double. I'll pay you triple. The old man said, no. And finally, the rich trader said, okay, here's what I do. I give you 10 gold pieces if you give me that piece of paper. And the old man said, well, 10 gold pieces is nice, but that's not really anything for me. I'm waiting on my Christmas miracle, and to give my wife what she deserves, I really need 100 gold pieces. And that's the Christmas miracle that I'm waiting on. And so at this time, it was getting late, and the rich merchant said, okay, well, midnight mass is coming. My family hasn't had their supper yet. They're waiting on me to make this deal. I have to get out of here. He said, fine, here's 100 gold pieces. Give it here. And they made the trade, and the old couple got their Christmas miracle, 100 gold pieces. And so the rich merchant went back to his house, and he told his wife, I got what I sold to the old man. And she said, okay. But she was worried. She said, maybe I was too hard on my husband. And they went on to Christmas Mass, and she was worried about it all throughout the Mass. And so after Christmas Mass was over, she went to the priest and told him exactly what happened. She said, my husband went and sold his place in paradise to this old couple, and he ended up having to pay $100 gold pieces to get it back, just because I forced him to do it, because I wasn't going to let him swindle those old people. And the priest said, well, he's a part of a miracle today. And she said, but can anybody really pay 100 gold pieces for a place in paradise? Is it really worth that much? And the priest said, to be honest with you, well, when your husband first decided to sell his place in paradise for a few pennies, it wasn't even worth that. But when he went and became part of a Christmas miracle, and he did it all just to make his wife happy, well, at that point, it became worth more than he paid. And that's the end of the story. It's called A Place in Paradise. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you celebrate the season and enjoy it with your families. Have a good day and good night.